you gonna make a prediction? Who's gonna win it right from the start?
Yes, I will actually. I will predict that, in fact, this is going to be an Alpha 7 game.
The analysts are representative of your brain right now. They're having a big think. They're just trying to chill out and, you know, biting on those thumbs because they know that it's they don't want to say any silly predictions. That's what they.
Wait, what are you trying to say about my prediction? Oh, I like how it says it's third person. There's that hint that there might be first person.
No.
Oh.
Plane path going to be going from the northwest down to the southeast, cutting off a little bit of places like Winery maybe is going to be accessible, but I'm expecting, you know, Bigetron might just be able to send down there anyway. Milner, though, may be off the cards.
Yeah, to be fair, Peshkova seems to be a pretty popular spot for a lot of teams, just providing those rotational paths to get straight back onto the road on the east side. You can fly up downwards towards Hot Springs or fly upwards towards Cosmodrome and Port. You know, I'm pretty happy with most of the teams, but see, this is the one thing with Vikendi is the circle pops very, very quickly. So quickly, in fact, that if you're a team who's dropping out towards 3/4 through the flight path, you could actually make a decision whilst you're in the air where to drop. So I find it a little bit interesting. And RRQ, just like how they are central, they're over on Erangel, on Pachinki, they are once again central here in Goroka. Power AAA up towards the northwest side, which is a good position for them actually towards the coast. And you can isolate at least a couple of angles there. That 180 looking out to the river. Oh, looking out to, that's not a river. That's very much not a river. Looking out to the ocean, you are nice and safe from.
Our ocean's just big rivers.
Our oceans, I would say they're more like big lakes. I think a river cuts straight through something, right?
Does the water surround the land, or does the land surround the water?
The water definitely surrounds the land. I would say because we have more water, because it's 70-30 ratio, if I remember correctly. That's not the exact numbers, by the way, guys. That's not the exact numbers. I think it's a 70-30 ratio. I would say that the water envelops the land.
All right, well, there you go. Good we got that out of the way. Northwestern Circle, though, and as you said, the teams on the northern coast are going to be pretty happy with that. Futbolist, Power 888, maybe an Execute as well in Dobrze Mesto.
Execute, look, I won't lie, Execute do get pretty lucky with these circles. I mean, they've been pretty lucky during the league play as well, which was fairly interesting to see. They do try and do a lot with it, and I just don't think that Execute have necessarily been doing badly, because, I mean, if we take a look at the leaderboards right now, they're currently in 7th place, and this is where they kind of place themselves quite frequently, where they were getting, like, you know, 7 or 8 points per game, which is absolutely fine. It's like, this is what we're talking about. You do averagely during the Super Weekend, you're going to come out in the finals. And we know that's what the boys in Execute want. These guys are just constantly hungry for the next tournament.
What is the player from Alpha 7 doing? Just rotating completely away from everybody else. Yeah,
why are they
jumping on with
this
Law? This is some really early scouting. I think they might just be looking to get an outpost. You can see he's only got 1 energy drink booster.
Look how focused he looks as well.
Yeah, he's just chilling there, but they've scouted early, right? I think they're relying on the rest of the team to loot up for him, maybe? I'm not entirely sure.
I'm sure he can find a compound for himself and no one's going to try and lob themselves into it and he can loot it. If he makes like a lot of scary noises.
But it's something we haven't really seen too much of before, right? This solo early scouting coming through without any loot. I kind of like it, I have to say.
It's not bad.
After I've considered it for
it does kind of hurt my prediction a little bit.
Do you think?
When he does this thing where he could easily be knocked out the vehicle with no help.
Uh-oh, a little bit of a crash coming in from Futbolist. Do they spot the player? No, they do not. Power 888 pick up the point, but he's got a lot more to worry about. The rest of Futbolist starting to come through now, and they're going to trade it off.
It's Corpite down on the ground. Lovazin coming through, and he will be dropped out of this game. Futbolist, they lost loot in the process, but again, this is all about what I was talking about earlier, compound confidence, taking what you know you need, and honestly, it doesn't matter too much only having these 3 players if now Futbolist head back into that kind of quiet stage. You know what was quite, I know that Power AAA have just gone out, but they still have 2 players in the game. Sadly, Corpai went down. One thing that I just want to talk about really quickly is that I've seen on Instagram, I think Yuhai actually shared this video, is Corpai with his guitar singing some songs. This guy's got a ridiculously good, like, singing voice. Nice. Nice. I just wanted to bring that up. Corpai, keep at it. You're a talented little lad.
Get those 6 strings plucking. get some funky tunes to see you to that victory. We'll see how much further they can go, if that musical accompaniment will be their bolstering force.
Yeah, I mean, they bring the percussion in the game, and then the strings outside of the game.
A full orchestra.
A full orchestra, of course, John. Only the best for us.
Fantastic. 4 Angry Men are winners from the previous match. They've already managed to get themselves central, pretty close to Futbolist right now. RRQ a little bit further south. And of course, you've got players down below them, Team Secret as well. Bigetron have the longest rotation to make.
You know, the little picture-in-picture there, we see the guys together. It's pretty terrifying. They really do have like this camp to play from.
Yeah. I mean, that specific picture looked very much like leader of the Legion of Doom.
I know, right?
Under the big Bigetron logo. Just, yeah, you can see, look, he looks like he's about to take over the world. And to be fair, 2-time world champions, who's going to stop him?
I mean, that's definitely Zuxi calling him for that big logo on the back wall. He's like, I will have this. I will be looking cool.
I'm going to steal the moon.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm going to place it 2 centimeters out.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I'm going to make minor disturbances in the tide.
Nice. Nice. All right, well, Klas Digital Athletics right now, they started in pretty much where they are right now in Krichas. And they've got themselves a pretty decent spot. No one's really going to be rotating past them. They might see some activity coming in from the south side if Bluebees decide to move up from Movatra and Vihar on the western edge. Bigetron may be looking to swing out wide, but in general, no one's really going to look to push into them for quite a while now.
Yeah, I think most teams here have... Now, this is what I'm talking about, is a lot of the early game skirmishes where you take those compounds, and I think that time has now passed. That time has now passed. A lot of these teams who are out on the eastern side towards the south, they'll be coming into the circle and they will be looking for a spot to stay. Unless you do what Alpha 7 did, which is what send a law out very early, you can loot up in relative safety outside of the circle and then make your way in afterwards.
And it looks like he's managed to actually get a little bit of loot on board as well. Level 2s across the board, 2 first aids, some boosters, some bandages. He's been okay. I just worry that maybe he hasn't got the ammo on board, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. Has a Tommy gun on his back as well, so not the best of weaponry, but still the SMGs, especially on Vikendi, very, very important in these close-range fights.
Huge. You see Silence here, even with the mini Uzi in hand, which is pretty important. That little micro boy is good. Micro boy's on BTR. That can't say that. I wish I could say the micro Uzi in future. Huh?
Yeah. Micro lad.
Micro
geezer.
Micro man.
Oh dear. Alpha 7, they, as you said before, they've regrouped now with Law, with the rest of their team. And they're just to the southwest of Zabava, just to the northeast of 4 Angry Men. You can see that on the mini-map. And beyond them, you've got Klas Digital Athletics on the south side and Futbolist on the west as well. So this is what we were talking about, right? Compound interest, exponential growth. Let's go. As everyone heads central, finds some buildings, and chills out.
I do like making predictions at the start of the games because it's me a bit of an adrenaline rush whenever I see things invested. It makes me invested. I'm like, Alpha 7, don't take the fight with 4 AM, you might die.
Bluebees are moving up on the western edge towards the east side of Dobromesto. So they're going to be looking to move on up. Bigetron have Team Secret Jin at their back to worry about because they are leaving this move quite late. Konina Power deciding to send straight on in towards Aerowolf Limax.
I think pretty much everyone's been through this area now. It seems to be a pretty common scouting zone just underneath Podvosto, you know, around Mount Kresnik. Can you isolate those sight lines whilst you take a look out towards the western side to the south side without worrying anyone shooting from the north? I mean, we saw Alpha 7 pass through there, we've seen Abrupt Slayers just pass through there, and now we've got Aerowolf Limax as well as Konina Power coming through. So a really hot spot on our screen at the moment. You're just vibing.
I was vibing.
Okay.
I was indeed vibing. Having a little cat jam all to myself.
Yeah. Happy for you.
Me too. Aerowolf Limax are starting to mount up and send away just before Konina Power are fully established on the compound to their southwest. I imagine they will have spotted it, but will they be able to find anyone on that rotate? Will they be able to catch the players from Konina Power as they move through the tundra? Not too sure. Not too sure just yet. 4 Angry Men, they're right slap bang in the middle of things as everybody's looking their way. However, everybody's looking everyone's way. It is Vikendi after all.
Stop it!
Oh dear.
Stop it!
Loops are looking Alpha 7's way.
Wow, that's swagging down. Oh, a little bit sad. It's not the worst thing in the world. To be fair, it kind of is the worst thing in the world, because I'm pretty sure Swagman's like one of their best players.
Look at this South grouping, though. Bigetron and Secret Jin still yet to move out the blue.
Circle?
The second circle pops.
Never heard of it.
Circle? Being moved by the circle on Vikendi? Nah, I don't think so.
We're going to go out in the ocean, mate.
We'll give that a miss. Let's go and zone on top of pretty much everyone who's already in the circle, except for Aerowolf Limax, but they were moving anyway. On the western edge of Mount Kreshnik for them. And out in the blue, let's tune in with this fight. Let's see what's going down here, because I think they know of each other's presence.
Yeah. I reckon BTR are intent to actually swim out into the ocean and go to a wrangle.
Uh-oh. Cosmos jumps in and jumps out pretty swiftly as well. That's a Darcia as well left behind for Secret Jin. I don't think Bigetron are going to be able to stop the rest of the team from getting away, but they do manage to maintain a vehicle. Zuxi has one as well, so they're going to be a 2-2 split potentially on this rotate.
Okay. I'm okay with this.
Hang on a minute, Secret Jin are coming back.
We're swinging back in, boys.
They're going back for the fight.
I mean, Bigetron are still on this 2-2 split. They need to make something happen. I like how Team Secret Jin, they went out.
That was the flush, not another
No,
knock.
they're going away again. It's like, yeah, we'll have it. Oh, no, I'll leave it again.
Saving Private Ryan. Oh, no, wait, it's Forrest Gump. Let's run.
Wrong movie. Apologies.
Oh, goodness me. Yeah, so they are going to send out to the west. They're going to be expending a lot of meds as well, both of these teams, because they've been out in the blue now for quite a while, and we're actually not too far away from the third circle coming into pop.
Have you seen that like video of the two dogs, and they're both being held by two owners?
Better have a point.
They're barking at one another.
Okay.
And then you put them down, and they just go about their own business. That was definitely Bigetron and Team Secret Jin right there. Like, actually, we'll leave it.
All right,
We'll
I'll allow
leave
it.
it for now.
I'll allow it as a reference. Okay, well, Konina Power starting to move on the south edge of the circle, struggling to find their way in. Of course, one of the late movers towards this central cluster, and it's going to be very, very tricky for them to move in. Just look at how densely packed this area around Goroka is.
I really hate this part of the map, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Frozen Lake.
I've seen so many circles end here as well, and I mean, it just causes a lot of problems because it's over for you.
It's all over. It's all over.
Come on, Mad Toy, don't go out first again.
He's trying to force the peak there. But Mad Toy gets in a vehicle reposition, sends it towards the back, and they're going to be all right for now. We'll be able to heal that one up. They're right in the middle of the circle, so they don't have to move. And it's just damage. It's just armor. It's just meds being used there, which is still pretty impactful.
It is. Very impactful. You can survive towards that late game. Less impactful, though, because then you'll start to make those jumps onto... Stop it! Stop moving my chair. I can't finish my point because I'm so worried about my chair right now.
What was your point?
My point is that it's less impactful towards that that late game. Get your cheeky hands away from my chair.
Oh dear.
It's less impactful.
One of the great joys in life.
The late game, because then you can start to actually crash people, and people crash you, and then you get that resupply from the dead bodies and the loot boxes. Next circle comes in again. Again, it's not impactful.
Have you ever heard of being moved by a circle on Vikendi?
No, I actually haven't.
Me neither.
I rang up and I was like, "Hey guys, I need a move. I need to be moved here on Vikendi, please. I need a mover service." And they were like, "Well, what do you need it for?" I said, I want to change compounds." Like, you don't need us for that.
The circle on Vikendi is like that friend who, when you're moving house and you're like, "Oh, can you come and help me move some stuff?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then you ask them when they'll be over, and they'll be like, so probably next week.
Sometime next week.
You
don't need me right now.
That's all right. You're fine. It's fine. Aerowolf Limax, though, not so fine as Team Secret find themselves delivered a couple of kills. Mad Toy, though, does go down in the fray and is flushed as well. So they lose one for their trouble. However, Aerowolf Limax really, really feeling the pain right now. Oh, that's not where you want to be. Gets knocked out as well, right on the roadside. Laid bare, U-High Boy sends back around for some hard cover and will be able to escape with his health bar.
Team Secret, I was going to say, a little bit quiet from that last game, but here, get a little bit louder. Pumping the music, getting that bass on. You like to see it. I mean, from how well they did on that initial day, I'm enjoying seeing it again. There's Beer 11 taking down Aerowolf Limax. That is the first team to fall here on Vikendi. 15 minutes in.
Yeah, not a great result for them. They got 2 points in the first game. So going down first here on Vikendi, not going to play well for their points overall. However, they are going to be able to have plenty more opportunities this weekend, during the Super Weekend, to try and step on up for their region. See what they're able to do.
I think RRQ is a team that, like, if you've been watching the scrims, first of all, well done. You are a dedicated viewer. We love you. But RRQ have been doing fantastically in the scrims, actually. And it's good to see them stepping up here again. I mean, they are a really good team. They are a really good team, John. I just don't know what happened during league play. Of course, they got into the Super Weekend itself. But it's here I want to see a similar thing to what we just saw from 4AM on our angle. I want to see them bring it up a little bit. Pump up the music. Shift that volume from a solid 9 to a solid 11.
All right, Spinal Tap, we'll get right on that. But something we were tracking, speaking of doing well and stepping up, is the Abrupt Slayers. You know, they had a really strong performance in the first game, getting 19 points overall. And of course, as the representative for South Asia, they're going to be looking to break that top 6 barrier, right? That's what they're looking for that mission, to complete the super mission as it comes through. Was the top 6. I did look at. I did make a prediction as well here. I went and I ran the numbers again, and 66 is going to be the threshold for 6th place in this setup.
You can't call
66 points.
You can't call it a prediction when it's going to be true.
Well, actually, no, you can. That is exactly what a prediction is supposed to be.
No, because it's already true. You're making a statement. Be confident in yourself.
Depends what time frame you're looking.
We all believe in you.
We'll see. But yeah, 66 points is going to be around where 6th place falls here in this lobby.
It's going to be, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, sure. Exactly on the nose. There's no other option. So they're going to be looking to continue that, because obviously only 19 points, that's not all the way there. They've made it about a third, a little bit less than that, but they still have plenty more games to go. So hopefully if they can just keep on trucking, getting solid 8-point averages across the board, they will be okay. We'll see how far they can go here on Vikendi. Currently on the eastern side for the Abrupt Slayers, near a loot crate, so they have been able to level up their gear just a little bit. A lot of teams on their south side, though, around that Garoka cluster. Fortunately for us, we're moving away from Garoka, which means that we won't get that frozen lake as a player in the final circle.
And there won't be any slip-ups on that ice, which is the main thing that I'm looking to avoid, to be honest with you, because it is just a ridiculously gross area to play around. But most teams will have to push up against one another at this point, because there's a lot of open ground here. Sure, there's some trees available to teams to play around, but getting up towards another compound from this southeast side, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be very, very tricky, John. RRQ, they will want to at least clear some of these southeastern angles, but they've got to go up against Team Secret and Loops and Abrupt Slayers, like you were just saying, who've been doing pretty damn good for the South Asia region.
Execute, not quite landing the bolty. Swaps back to the G36C, but no sprays to be found just yet. Blue Bee's very, very close to this, and I think Konina Power might have an inkling that this is happening. G moving up in the vehicle. Hasn't been spotted just yet, but Lufa and Divine looking to mount up as well. I think they want to go out west. You can see they are starting to move away and disengage. Can Konina Power catch 1 or 2 of them in this rotation? I don't think they're going to be able to do it as the terrain is covering. I
don't think you'd even want to take shots here. And again, like I was saying before, there are so many teams in this area. As soon as you start shooting, you are basically trumpeting a horn to everyone saying, I'm here. Please come kill me.
I am ready to be killed. I have prepared myself, and I have decided that now is the time. Next circle is going to pop, and it sends out east. Okay, now the friend has come over, and he is going to help you move, because that is a lot of teams actually left out in the cold here. RRQ on the south side are going to have their work cut out for them to guard on this edge. Do they want to send more central, or are they going to try and hold strong?
Exactly. I mean, he's whisked into the building. He started moving boxes into the back of the van. It's good to go. Unfortunately, your friend is RRQ, and what he's going to have to do next is take out the trash on this southeastern side if he wants to continue this going forward. RRQ can have a tough time, because there's a lot of bin bags down in this area.
Certainly is. We'll be able to pop those in the refuse. Make sure you separate the recycling first.
True, very true.
Always good to look after our planet. Konina Power have found Execute now, as they do start to clash, but the Blue Bees are here as well. They do want to actually come back into this. They rotated back in. Okay, the shots did come through, and as you said, they roll up almost immediately, and they're so fervent to be able to get a part of this pie. They even crash into each other, but Axa hiding behind the tree, multiple angles being covered off right now. And Sconzo falls, so does Axa and Robdini now, left wondering where his team's gone. Two of them down on the Blue Bees side, though, as they echo with a volley of fire. The bullets sent back towards the Japanese representatives, and Aita-chan going low.
I'm very confused by this fight. Blue Bees completely deserve to go out there. I mean, there's no cover in that situation apart from the vehicles. They went for a full crash, but here's RRQ versus Team Secret.
This is the headland of the team that we were going to look at. RRQ holding people out from the south side right now. They seem to be struggling. Beer 11 does fall. 3 players alive for RRQ as Ernie is low on the outside. D2E taken down a peg as well. Ernie heals up out the side. It's G9 to take the fight with U-High Boy, but it's U-High Boy to win it. And now Ernie looking to try and get his team back alive. There's all 4 of them alive, but it's only Ernie standing. U-High Boy now stuck in this 1 versus 1. And it's Team Secret who go down. Not only that, but 3 players from RRQ are still alive. Who's going to try and capitalize on this situation?
Loops are already in the area. They're very close by, and they are in vehicles. They will have definitely heard this fight, but it has stopped the time being. Here's Nova XQF Powerboy taking a few cheeky shots over towards Execute, but now they're taking shots in return from Bigetron outside the way. Remember, this is the team that's taken so long to get into the circle, and now they have to heal up, but they've already made their presence known to these teams. Was this a mistake? Here's the next circle popping onto the screen. There's your boy Blank coming in with the big predictions, of course.
He knew. He saw through the veil of reality and decided to pluck the truth from the future. But of course, there's still plenty of teams left in it. 13 teams as Execute mount up. Go for this push. Straight towards Power 888, by the way. Look at these switches coming in from Kill Switch. He's bipping and bopping all around the shop. And Fate takes a lot of damage, but survives, just does not go down just yet. Unfortunately, though, it's Klas Digital Athletics who have the sight lines. And they're looking every which way, apparently, as well, spotting out Secret Jin.
It is chaos right now. Kengzo taking damage from Zuxi. They will try and clean up that kill, not able to do it. And Zuxi will fall to the floor for trying to confirm that kill, trying to get some more points on board. And bullets are just flowing through this smoke right now.
Like liquid quicksilver. Sending damage every which way. Klas Digital Athletics will have to move in. Alpha 7, as you said, have a dominant position right now, but 4 Angry Men have managed to swing out all the way on the northern edge with a good spot on the terrain.
Well, we know how well Alpha 7 can do when they get a compound to themselves on these maps. I mean, Vikendi, this is why I predicted at the beginning, is because generally they've done well on Vikendi before, and I know that once they get that compound that they'd like to have, they do fantastically well going from there. They're very good at holding things down. My only worry is they've lost a member, and Alpha 7, they love to have 4 guys on board towards the end of the game. It gets a little bit hairy when they don't, so my confidence is a little bit less in them right now.
See if they're able to get it done as the Abrupt Slayers, they're pushing into the compound that Alpha 7 holds. That's Secret Jin eliminated in the meantime. Loop scouting out. They've just crashed into the compound. Here's Klas Digital Athletics to receive. 2 players go down fast and a 3rd soon to follow.
What?
Kayovsky is the last to fall down, but it's not going to matter. They just get wiped.
I'm not even really sure what happened there, but it felt like Salim just like flew around the corner and just absolutely ruined everyone. Ernie is down on the floor. RQ is out in the blue. I don't think Beer 11 can pick him up there. It is ticking too fast on that blue damage. Beer 11 is just going to try and get out, try and secure a position within the zone, but he is flying right up on Bigetron. And look at this, the mad dash.
Okay, Beer 11 looking to try and get a little bit of cover behind the rock, but there's so many players right down, knocking his door. Luxy as well gets rolled up on by Proxy, but 2 players have gone down. Luxy managed to find the knocks. He's still got some HP to go as Raze is last to fall. And my goodness me, Luxy pops off.
And you expect him to. This is the guy that during the global finals in Malaysia, he was stepping up most of the time. Recently it's been Ryzen and Zuxi have been putting in most of the hard work, and I've been wondering, Luxy's been a little bit quiet, but no, showing us that he still has the chops on it.
Back in he goes. Futbolist really suffering on the eastern side. The Abrupt Slayers working wonders right now as they wipe Futbolist out. 8 teams remain now. Blank 5 kills for Bigetron, 4 for Execute with only 1 player remaining. As you got 4 angry men with all 4 of those very angry men.
Power 888 though. On this western side, relatively quiet, remember. They lost a player in the beginning and they've just been playing it safe. Now they've got 3 players towards these end zones in Zone 7, but it's 4M creeping in from the north side, John.
Been silent so far in the lobby. No kills to their name. They're just biding. They're biding their time, you know?
Yeah.
They're chilled out right now. they're going to start to ramp up the anger moving forwards as they have to come in from the northern side. 7 teams remain, make that 6 as the nade finds the kill onto kill switch. Execute eliminated 7th place. They did get a decent chunk of kills though, so that's a decent chunk of change on their scoreline.
I guess you could say that 4AM are really biding their time here as they transition from the northern side.
Bigetron 6 kills now. They've managed to find yet another. And on the south edge, they are in the zone. A really good spot for them right now. They've managed to move on forwards. We'll see what more they can get done into this game. Power 888 on the western side. They've only got 2 kills so far, and it looks like 4 Angry Men have ideas about dismounting this spot. The Micro Uzi not quite getting the knock, but the nade will do the job.
What is that?
Sook does fall, but the 4 Angry Men, all 4 of them there, will be able... Maybe not. No way! Okay, another nade bobbles over the top, and Power 888 just lay down the hurt. 4 Angry Men down to 3.
KPS with the meteoric grenade just dropping from the sky. Oh, he's just ducking and diving away from there as their own flashbang comes over the top, trying to provide a little bit of time here to KPS. A will blast out behind the tree, so that's definitely going to have 4AM a little bit blind.
Bigetron taking a fight as well across the way with the Abrupt Slayers, who are trying to move in with their current duo. Another flashbang to try and cover the push up over the ridge line, and Hasakir is going to be just fine for now.
D2E still alive though.
Oh, hang on a minute, yeah.
I think he's probably going to go down, tries to get some kill points, but that will be it. Top 6 place though, good job lad, good job indeed. Alpha 7 now in a really good spot to move down from the northeast side, whereas all these teams are all fighting at the same time. Abrupt Slayers still have a player in with Joker just trying to heal it up, but it's Bigetron here with still 3 members.
4 Angry Men going for the run down, no way! Did he just run over 2? Sitting here, you madman! Another. His teammate goes down in the meantime and he's going to fall. Only 1 player for Power 888 is left standing, and 4 Angry Men, it's all of a sudden just down to 1. My goodness me, way to stand tall, but it's going to be 4 Angry Men coming off the worst of that trade. I don't know how that happened, but Power at 888 get wiped. I think Bigetron came in to just put the final nail in there, and 4 Angry Men go down as well. That was chaos, Blake.
It was chaos. Joker also is now spotted. Luxy taking shots towards Alpha 7. Law in a really bad spot. Has to duck behind the rock and use some healing. But Bigetron, they've been so quiet in this game. They've retained a lot of utility despite that with 8 kills on board. Really good stuff from them being able to clean up some of these fights. Zuxi takes a good battering there though. Right now, Alpha 7, they do have the circle, and this is where it gets tricky for Bigetron.
Absolutely, and I mean, you might think Bigetron can do it, but unfortunately Blank predicted Alpha 7, and that must be the truth as it was spoken. You could see the damage being poured in. He saw this, ladies and gentlemen. In the future, he gazed into the crystal ball and out popped Alpha 7 as the winners. 4 kills so far, but they're looking for more. They rack it up to 5 as Bigetron down to 2.
Luxy trying to move through the smoke here, diving side to side, takes a good lot of shots. Alpha 7 just making it happen, making it look easy. And that right there, John, is a statement.
That is how you